What's going on, everyone? Back for another DraftKings NFL playoff best ball draft. Ended up getting the 104 here. I feel like the past couple drafts we've been on the back half of this draft board, so we're gonna see what we're able to build today. I'm gonna try to get a little different this time around, and let's just see where we start with this draft. Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna try to get a little leverage here. And play into the Vikings Lions ambiguity of who's getting that number one overall seed and the bye. I was able to get a Jalen Hurts team last time around, so let's try to get some Lions pieces here. I don't have a lot of Gibbs, so let's start with Jahmyr Gibbs. And again, we're really looking for uniqueness here, trying to find a low probability Super Bowl outcome. If it does hit, we get a lot of leverage on everybody. But I feel like for the most part, I've been playing into the more common outcomes or scenarios of who's going to be in the Super Bowl, and that's teams like Lions, Chiefs, Eagles, Chiefs. I have one team with Bills, one team with Ravens. I didn't really get too many of those teams. I've kind of been gravitating towards a lot of the NFC teams. So it'd be really nice here to get Amon-Ra and then be able to get him with Goff. I feel like it'd be rare for somebody to take Goff without Amon-Ra or Gibbs. So let's grab Amon-Ra right now, and we have a good start with Gibbs and Amon-Ra. If they don't get the first round bye and they actually play in the wild card, this gives us a ton of leverage. It also hurts a lot of my teams with the Minnesota Vikings, which is unfortunate. But I could potentially draft a dead team here and get Lions and Chiefs, but in that rare chance the Lions do lose this week and they have to play in the wild card, gives us a lot of leverage, and you get the Lions throughout the whole playoff tournament. All right, if we take a look at the board here, we can see what everyone else is doing. We have only 3 quarterbacks off the board so far, which I feel like is kind of rare at this point. So we can just assume won't need a QB, won't need a QB, will need a QB. I could see this person taking Goff being a little weird with how they're configuring their lineups, but if they don't take Goff, then I'm able to get him right here, which is going to be really nice. Or I can get Mahomes. It's really a win-win for me right here. I will take either of those. I feel like it makes more sense for this guy to go Mahomes here. He doesn't really have any Lions pieces to pair him with. That's the most logical thing to me. And he went with Travis Kelce. Wow. It is really hard to justify drafting Goff over Mahomes, even though Goff's having a spectacular year. But it makes sense. We have all Lions. Let's just take Goff, and then let's see what we get on the way back. Could go JMO. Lions-Ravens is pretty interesting, and I don't have much Mark Andrews exposure. I actually don't think I have any lineups with Mark Andrews. So let's see if we can get him on the wrap back. And yeah, I feel like Xavier Worthy is going to be a popular click now, especially earlier in the drafts. So this guy got off to a pretty interesting start. And right here too. I like both of those teams. Really good players with teams that have high Super Bowl chances. JMO just went. You know what? I'm going to pivot off of Mark Andrews. I have a hard time getting away from okay. Puka Nacua just went. I could keep it rolling with just a full Lions onslaught here, which I think we will do. Let's just take Laporta. All right, and I'm going to stop there with all my Lions players. I'm really going to look to gain some ground here on wild card points, because that's really what I need now. So I think Ladd McConkey fits that bill. Mike Evans fits that bill. The Bucks, McLaurin fits that bill. Bucky Irving, Jaden Daniels. And then if I can sprinkle in some AFC pieces along the way here, that would definitely help. Mike Evans has been having a strong year. Easy guy to root for. So I think Mike Evans is in a very... Oh, yikes. Okay. That's tough. We will go Kyren here, getting a lot of work. If we can get McConkey or McLaurin on the way back, that'd be nice. The guy that took Evans... Yeah, I really don't think he really needed to go Evans there. Doesn't have any quarterbacks. All right, we are going to go with Lad McConkey, who's been having a really good end of the year here, getting us some wild card points. So we have 2 wild card players here. We have Williams, McConkey, going to look to try to get some more points out of this round. Wow, I'm surprised Darnold has hung around here for so long. It's about 10 rounds past ADP, which is really interesting. Did this guy take a quarterback yet? This guy has yet to take a quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes Baker Mayfield here. It's the most logical thing, seeing all of the Tampa Bay Bucks pieces that he has. I am now 2 picks away. Darnold goes. I've been a fan of Nico the whole year. It's just hard to invest in him knowing that he's probably going to be gone round 1. You know, I don't see either of these guys. Oh, wow, he went Jaden Daniels. I feel like this is such an illogical draft right now. All right. What we can do is we'll go Terry, and then we'll try to go Cup to get the wild card points. And then I will try and get some points with McMillan. I will try and get some points with Herbert. We will need a tight end for this round. My guy Freiermuth, Ertz have been fitting that bill. Oh man, Cooper Kupp just went. And he went because this guy has 1, 2, 3, 4 potential week 1 buys. All right. I don't have much Pickens, and Pickens is a very explosive player. He can break a slate at any given time. I'm going to go Pickens. And Mike Holland's a really good coach. Do I think he can coach his way to an AFC final? Yeah, I do. He finds a way to get the best out of his players and his teams, even when expectations are really low, and he just finds ways to win. The guy just doesn't lose. Do I think they have a roster that can win a Super Bowl? I don't think so, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But do I think that he's a good enough coach to get his team to win a round 1 game? Definitely. All right, we have 4 slots here. We're going to need a tight end for the wild card round. We're also going to need a quarterback for the wild card round. I think we're okay at running back with Kyren. We have McConkey, Kyren, McLaurin, Pickens. It's looking like a tough wild card round, to be honest. I don't think we're going to have enough juice here. But Dobbins goes, so then we're just going to have to take Herbert here. I could go double tight end and go with Freiermuth and Ertz. So I didn't get any of my Rams here. You know what I could do? I could go Bo Nix. He's been playing well lately. He's mobile. Rarely brings a receiver with him. But I know he's going to be low owned. Alright, going back to the top here. Really not in love with any of these names. We'll just go Freiermuth here. So maybe one of Pickens or Freiermuth will have the big game. I have Herbert to go with McConkey. The other thing is I could go Russ. It's definitely not a sexy pick. But also mobile. He can also get in there with a rushing touchdown. And depending who they play on round one, they might need to score points. One guy that I want to increase my shares on is Marvin Mims. I think he's just becoming more and more involved in the offense. I think his targets have gone up over the past few weeks from 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 targets last week. So I always thought he was an explosive player. For whatever reason, Peyton was a little hesitant to put him on the field. He's up to 50% of snaps now, so I think he should be seeing a larger snap share now, especially after that game against the Bengals. Okay, so we have names like Bo Nix on the board, Olamide Zaccheaus, Jaylen Warren. All right, I'm going to go for a really odd stack here now. I'm going to go with Jaylen Warren. Why? Because I don't have any Steelers pieces. I have minimal AFC pieces to go with the Lions. And in the odd chances that the Steelers make the Super Bowl to play the Detroit Lions, I don't think many people are going to have that combination. So this is purely just like a leverage draft, I feel. I'm not confident that this is going to win my pod, especially if we're looking at all these other teams. Like this guy has Bills and Eagles all the way through. We have Ravens, Vikings, who could be on a bye. We don't really know. It's a little ambiguous, which is why I went for the full Lions stack here. All right, and to round it out with my last pick, yeah, I think it's going to be Russ. It's going to be Russell Wilson. Definitely feel like I didn't cook this draft, but that's okay. If we're looking at all the other teams here, we have Allen, Shakir, Smith, Kincaid, Addison, Mixon as pretty much his wild card lineup, along with McMillan, Robinson, Ty Johnson, Zach Ertz. That's a strong team. We have Lamar, Aaron Jones at running back, Jefferson, Bateman at wideout, Andrews, Hawkinson, Hunt, Hopkins. I'm not in love with that team. This guy, G.I. Jones, is the number one as of right now. This draft, we have Jaden Daniels at QB, Barkley at running back, Flowers and Evans at wide receiver, Kelsey at tight end. Kraft is going to be his wild card tight end. Also, guys like Bucky Irving, Baker Mayfield, J.K. Dobbins. That's a solid team. I'm going to give the edge to this team. I think they have higher upside. It's really hard to project guys like Shakir and Kincaid with how spread out that offense is. I know I've said it a million times, but it's just a really hard offense to project. All right, so on my side, if we are going to act like the Lions are getting the round one bye, all these guys are dead. So then my starting lineup is Herbert at quarterback, Kyron at running back, McConkey, McLaurin at wideout, Pickens at a flex, Freiermuth at tight end. And I don't think that's winning me round one. This team, we have Hurts at quarterback, we have Puka, and I'll give Nico the edge over Cooper. Cook at running back, Goddard at tight end if he's coming back, and then flex spot will either be one of Cooper, Coleman, Reed, even Dobbs. You can throw him in there. And then to round it out with the final team, the D-ball starting quarterback this round will be Matthew Stafford, paired with A.J. Brown and Cooper Kupp. Derrick Henry at running back. Likely at tight end, Noah Gray. No, he won't be playing. Chase will probably not even be playing. He's dead. Bijan is most likely dead. Yeah. I think... Yeah, my projection is this guy will win round 1. Right here. He'll be moving on. But the hope is that I move on. Selfishly. So... yeah, let me know how this draft looked to you guys. If what kind of angles you guys are playing, the low probability Super Bowl odds. This turned out to be a Steeler stack. Hopefully, I don't have to do this ever again in a draft. I think I have about 9 more days worth of drafts I can get in here. So some teams I'm really looking to increase exposure on are teams like the Ravens, the Bills. I think I have enough of the Vikings and Lions and Eagles as of right now. I do want to play into that, potential Commanders, Rams. I have a lot of Rams pieces. I think I need to start increasing exposure to the Commanders. That team's looking really good right now, really confident. Jaden Daniels has complete, for lack of better words, command over the Commanders offense. I think he can definitely steal a wild card game. And then on the AFC side, I have 0 Texans. They just do not look to be in good form heading into the playoffs, especially after losing Tank Dell. Stroud has had some regression this year. I have a hard time investing in that offense, lacking some explosive players. Maybe Deontay Johnson fixed that. I don't know. But I also do want to get a little bit of the Broncos in there. They can score points. They showed it last week. When they need to, they can score points. But it's going to be hard to put them past the Bills to go on to the next round. But anything can happen. It's playoff football. Everyone's 0-0 to start the week. And could see some high-scoring games. Could see some games where you get some duds. And you just kind of have to go where the points are. Go where the expected points are. Try to get those guys that are going to fill in those slots. If you draft players that have the first round bye, it's crucial to make up those points later in the draft to get you at a round 1. It's no good drafting all the players from the top 2 teams if you can't get out of round 1. So yeah, this was an interesting draft. Excited to see what tomorrow brings, and thanks again for watching. Really appreciate everyone hopping in here. Seems like the views are starting to go up, which is really exciting to see. So comment anything you want on the video. Up to 19 subscribers now. So once we get to 100, we'll do a drawing, and I'll give away $20 PayPal. Hopefully that gets you an entry into a Millie Maker contest during the playoff football season. So see you guys tomorrow, and thanks again for watching.